Hello. So I'm going to do like a different spread again. I'm trying to feel my way around and see what I want to do. But this is what you need to know right now. Okay. So this is either for somebody if you resonate with it. And as you know, I don't like to say that. I always like to tell people don't count like on major life decisions on a tarot reading. Because, sometimes we get lost. But anyway, so the first vertical column is where we're at, like our energy, whether this is collectively, whether this is a situation is explaining, or a person personally. So we have the Queen of Swords and we have the Two of Cups. So right away to me, this feels like somebody who has either gone through some heartache or through some type of situation in their life. They have gained experience, but they might also have a little bit of a shield on them, right? You might have a little bit of a wall up, because the story in a lot of traditional tarot is that the Queen of Swords is somebody who, she's a widower, either a widower or a divorcee, somebody who has been through a hard relationship. And for one reason or another, they are wise and they have a lot of knowledge and, they're caring, but also they can have a little bit of a coldness to them. And it's almost like a protection. And sometimes I feel like we all kind of have like a Queen of Swordsness about us that way. But she's very intelligent. This is a woman or man. This is somebody who has a very good hold on their intelligence and their wit. So also, this can be, she's very fair, too. This is a very fair queen. In some lessons on tarot, they'll say that justice is represented by the Queen of Swords. So this is somebody who, likes fairness. So with the Two of Cups, the Two of Cups can be so many things, but in general, it's a blending of emotion or a blending of spirit. It's that water energy. Or it could be some type of like creative thing that's real close to your heart or that means a lot to you. I feel like what has happened is something happened and it's kind of caused us to be a little unsure of opening up. Okay. Or if this is like something like, it doesn't have to be a relationship. It doesn't have to be like a deep, meaningful thing. But being that it's the Two of Cups, a lot of times it is something that's really close to our heart and that means a lot to us. But maybe it's allowing a part of ourselves to open a little bit and accept something that is being given to us. Maybe it's accepting that you are worthy of a relationship, that you can do something creatively. Or maybe Spirit's trying to give you something and you're just not feeling like you're good at, you know what I mean? Because although that the Queen of Swords is a confident queen, she's also, got that guard up. And that guard up is a sign of being a little bit, not so self-assured. So maybe there's that aspect in it. Fear can make us do some crazy things. So the second column, I kind of made that be like our what's helping or hurting us, right? So we have the Queen of Pentacles. So the Queen of Pentacles, again, she's very nurturing and caring. This is somebody who is very, very open. This is a queen who is a little bit more likely to, she's kind of got an even keel as far as like her emotions. She's very open as far as like giving, but she's also very protective of her own heart. So maybe we're being told to kind of loosen up a little bit. And she's very heart-centered because, this is the queen that's really close to earth. This is the earth mother, right? So this is somebody who's closer to that type of earth spirit, that groundedness. And since the Chariot is here, and I feel like this is something that is on our path, or it's something that has momentum. So as something that is an obstacle or a or an ally, okay? So something can help or hurt us. I feel like this is kind of saying like, allow yourself to kind of adapt a little bit of those type of features too. Keep those strong, smart, and decisiveness of the Queen of Swords, but also kind of let yourself soften a little bit and allow yourself to enjoy, because the Queen of Pentacles likes comfort. She's okay with just being chill, So I feel like that's kind of what we're asked to be doing right now. And then, so we have the Death card, and under the Death card, we have the Hangman. Right away, first thing I thought of was, we are being asked to allow this change, because death is transformation. This is change. And so maybe this kind of like is talking about we feel this change coming in, but we're so like hesitant to let it happen because, oh my goodness, something bad could happen and then it'll all fall apart and everything that I wanted is coming at me, but I can't have that. I'm not worthy, right? So we kind of have to get that out of our heads. And then when we look at the oracle cards, the first one we have is the Queen of Sheba. And when we hear of her story, and it's not always told properly in every text about her, and we know that's why. It's because, every culture, every person who has written anything has their own opinion, their own agenda, and their own cultural significance. But we know the story about her. So she was a very proud and powerful queen who went to go seek the wisdom from King Solomon. And she tested him. She was like, okay, so what do you know? She didn't tell him what she was going to quiz him on ahead of time. And so she questioned him on, his truth and his knowledge. And I feel like, in a way, that's kind of being a little protective. That's kind of being a little bit like the Queen of Swords. But she softened up and she was allowing that, after she saw that he was okay, that he really was what they say he was, then she offered him gifts and she appreciated him and they developed a relationship. So also, I feel like this is also a story because in the Bible, it talks about how Jesus had talked about how she was willing to seek the wisdom of King Solomon, where a lot of people in Jesus's time were not willing to seek his wisdom. Do you know what I mean? So in a way, she was being open. So she's kind of balancing those two things. She's protecting herself, but she's given that opportunity. So I feel like that's what we're being told to do. It's hold yourself accountable and, not be naive to the fact that, there's some things out there we got to be careful for, but you deserve this. There's no reason why you can't have these things. You can't have these opportunities that are coming at you. There's no reason why you can't have this relationship that you feel is so important to you. There's no reason why you can't have these good things that are being offered to you, whether that be in a relationship, a person, a situation, an opportunity, God or spirit or universe or whatever giving you something. You're being offered something and you need to allow it because you deserve it, right? So I feel like in the death card and the hanged man, that's big what I feel that is. I feel like we are being asked to kind of surrender into this change because it is so good for you when we get there, right? It's going to be so good. And then I did 3 Moonology cards. I actually was only going to do 2, but 3 popped out. And the extra one, actually, I put it first because this one is always good to my heart. Because when I was a little girl, and I would pray or talk to God or whoever, I would always ask for everybody to be safe, everybody. And I remember I used to say, even the bad people, you know what I mean? Because I don't know, in my heart, I always felt like that was right. And so still to this day, it always feels good to be told that you and your family are protected. And I feel that deeply in my heart that that's something that I can acknowledge and I have to be so proud and extremely grateful for that I have this feeling. And I kind of feel that way about what's going on in the world right now too. There's just this underlying peace that I feel. And it's the same feeling that I've had growing up my whole life that it's going to be okay. We'll get through some crazy stuff, but we'll make it, right? And then I also got nothing is set in stone. So that is kind of saying that if you're worried about something and something crazy is happening, don't worry. It's not set in stone. We have the ability to change things. Just like tarot. Tarot, it gives us the idea what the energy is. It kind of explains the situation and it tells us things that can help us along our way, kind of help us shift our mindsets a little bit, but nothing is set in stone, right? We have the ability to change things. So also in the bottom card, we had hold your vision. So hold your vision. Yeah. Like, I feel like that's what it is. Like, we have a vision. So way back into the beginning of this reading. Okay. So this Queen of Swords, she had a vision, right? And then she thought it was great and wonderful. Then some things obviously happened and made her kind of put a little bit of a shield on her heart, right? So, but keep holding on to that. That's what's going to get you through. Just like that Chariot, right? We are going to push through, and we're going to do it massively and powerfully, but in a loving way. Okay. And then I also have 2 crystal angel oracles. So we have turquoise with your spiritual path. This card talks about your belief systems are coming clear into your mind. And if you're like me, that is just something that consumes your entire life. I've always kind of questioned, and for a long time, I had this thing where I had to know the answer. Like, that didn't make sense to me, and that didn't make sense to me. But like, I'm comfortable in the exploration. That's a big part of what this is. I know that there's something. I don't know the exact what it is, but I know it's there, and I'm kind of settling in there. So maybe you are too. And then we have topaz with forgiveness heals. And that's such a big thing too. I don't think sometimes we realize that forgiveness doesn't mean that you're giving somebody the okay to do something harmful to you again. What you're doing is you're releasing that energy from taking over your life, right? And I mean, this can also be that, you know, maybe something happened, like that Queen of Swords, something had happened and really made her heart kind of like scared to open again. And forgiving can help it open again. We're all human, and we all do these things. I mean, I can imagine there's probably things that I've done to people that I don't even realize that I've done. And once you forgive and realize that all that energy you're holding on to, just it stuffs the parts of yourself that's supposed to be healed and filled with love. And when it's filled with love instead of anger and hatred, you feel a million times better. So, and then I also have 2 herbal astrology oracles. And the first one is number 16, Mushina. I probably said that horribly wrong, and the word is journey. And I feel like, yes, this is the journey. We're on it. Like, roll with it. I feel like, you're never going to enjoy the goodness of something if we're always scared of something crappy happening along the way. You know what I mean? Like, open your heart and let those gifts that you're getting to come, let that wisdom in, let that, wholeness and abundance in. So, upright, it is a state of transition, leaving behind what is familiar, moving towards the unknown, connection to a higher mind, and trusting higher consciousness. Yes. And then, as it would have it, it just happens to be ruled by Mercury and Uranus, which happens to be the same as lion's mane. And I absolutely love that combination. I mean, that's somebody who is an out-of-the-box thinker, and they're thinking on the huge collective level. This is the humanity saver with all the mental tricks, right? So, also, I just feel like this is saying, yes, don't be afraid to make that leap and like allow whatever's trying to come into your life, whatever, let go and release, right? For this transformation to happen, let go and release all your things that I don't deserve. It's not for me. It's going to end up bad. Release all that crap, okay? Because you are in a transition and it's going to be beautiful, okay? And then I have number 55, Palo Santo, which is guardian. Yes, because I feel like we're guarded. We are protected along this way. And anything that you're worried about, just give it up. Like just, I don't know if you pray or if you meditate or if it's an inward thing. All of it to me is the same. I think it all comes from the same source. I don't have any terms. I don't have any backup sources for that. This is just what I feel. I feel whatever it is, it doesn't care what you name it, what scriptures or what book you follow. It's that connection between you and that, right? That's what makes spirituality what it is that connection that you have, whether it be with yourself or the whole. It's just a beautiful thing. And, allow that, because that's what's protecting you. That is the connection, is what we all are searching for. And when you can find that, it gives you the ability to drop that shield around your heart and let all that abundance in. All right, guys, this was really long and I wanted to do a short one because as an ADHDer, sometimes I struggle with the long ones, but hopefully it was good enough for you guys to stick around. And if you liked it, like, subscribe, share, do what you do. If you don't, that's fine. I'm good with that. I'm just appreciating that people are listening. And thank you so much. Have a good day.